We're always hearing that AI is coming for our jobs, but what if it's not just about jobs? What if it's actually coming for something much, much bigger? Our entire idea of what purpose even is. Today, we're going to dive into a pretty radical idea that the very same technology we're told to fear might actually be the key to unlocking a more meaningful human experience. Let's get into it.
This line from our source material, it really hints at something fascinating, doesn't it? It suggests that the very systems built to control and manage us have, maybe by total accident, created an escape route. So what is this door, and where in the world does it lead? That's really the core question we're going to explore today. Okay, so before we can walk through that open door, we really need to understand the room we're trying to escape from. Our first section, The Echo of the Machine, is all about taking a hard look at the deep-seated flaws of the world we've built. Our story starts here, overlooking what the source calls the smart city. Now, on the surface, wow, it's a monument to human ingenuity, right? But if you look just beneath that shiny, pulsing exterior, you'll find what's called the profit machine, a system where the messy, beautiful, vibrant pulse of human life got flattened, reduced to just data points. Our whole existence became just another entry in a ledger.
You know, the language used to describe this old way of thinking is, well, it's chilling. The people, the workforce, we weren't seen as a source of creativity or innovation. We were seen as a depreciating asset. Think about that. Something to be used up and then replaced. This way of thinking created what the source calls the me trap, which is just perfectly visualized here. This frantic, almost fearful race against each other for limited resources, all inside an economic game that was never ever designed to serve us. It was only designed to serve itself.
But as that old machine started to sputter and shake, a door really was left open. So this next section is all about that catalyst for change, and it reframes the rise of AI not as some terrifying threat, but as a genuine moment of liberation. Here's the central argument, the big idea. The AI revolution isn't a threat to our purpose, it's a threat to our toil. You see, by taking over all the monotonous, the transactional, the soul-crushing tasks that filled so many of our days, it forces us to look past the paycheck. It makes us confront a much, much deeper question. What actually gives our lives meaning? It's not a destroyer, it's a catalyst for rediscovery. And that brings us to this incredibly powerful concept from the source material, divine extraction. I love this idea. It completely flips the script on the so-called Great Layoff, which we've all been taught to fear as this huge economic disaster. Instead, it frames it as a kind of cosmic intervention, a necessary break from a system that didn't nourish souls, it consumed them. And it's finally freeing us up to discover our real intrinsic worth, the part of us that no algorithm could ever replicate. So, okay, if we're being pulled out of the old system, where's the roadmap for this new world? What's the plan? Well, our next section, Reclaiming Ancient Blueprints, suggests we can find a guide in a couple of powerful age-old philosophies. The first of these blueprints is Ikigai. It's this beautiful Japanese concept that's all about finding your reason for being. Think of it as the perfect framework for discovering your own unique, individual purpose in a world where your job is no longer your primary identity. Now, the magic of Ikigai really happens right here, at the intersection of these four questions. For centuries, our society has been obsessed with just one of them. What can you get paid for? The argument here is that AI is finally breaking the stranglehold of that one single circle. It's allowing our passions, our talents, and our desire to serve to take their rightful place, creating a much more balanced, whole, and meaningful life. And that brings us to the other half of the equation. Because while Ikigai is all about our individual purpose, the I, the second blueprint, Ubuntu, is all about our collective connection, the we. It's this incredibly powerful African philosophy, and it's centered on one simple idea, our fundamental and totally unavoidable interconnectedness. This simple phrase, it captures the entire philosophy. I am because we are. It's the ultimate antidote to that me trap we were talking about earlier. It's a reminder that my own thriving is completely, inextricably linked to the well-being of everyone else. We're not just separate individuals fighting it out. We're all part of this vibrant, collaborative tapestry. So how do these two big ideas, Ikigai and Ubuntu, come together to build a new world? Well, our next section, Mapping the New Earth, gives us a really clear side-by-side comparison between the old paradigm and the new one that's starting to emerge. Just look at this comparison. I mean, it is so telling. Look at the shift in identity from I am my profession to I am a piece of the puzzle. Or how we measure success. It's no longer about profit and power. It's about connection and well-being. And maybe my favorite, education transforms from this idea of training to be a useful tool for the machine into nurturing the unique jewel within each of us. This is it. This is the great transition from me to we.
Now, this all sounds pretty amazing in theory, right? But how do we actually start living this way? Our final section, Igniting Your Inner Jewel, offers a few really practical steps you can take to begin your own personal journey.
The source calls these dragon trials, which sounds a little intense, but really they're simple, powerful exercises. First, try the Ikigai Compass. Just take some time to journal on those 4 questions and start mapping out what your unique purpose might look like. Second, practice Ubuntu's Echo. Try some active listening or do a small unsolicited act of kindness and just feel that ripple of interconnectedness. And finally, polish the jewel. Dedicate some time to a passion, any passion, purely for the joy of it, with no thought about profit or getting something in return.
And so, that leaves us with one final, empowering question. The machines, they're taking over the mechanics of the world, but they can't touch its heart or its soul. The burden of toil, the very thing that has defined human work for centuries, is being lifted. The ground is literally being cleared for something new and beautiful to grow. So the question for every single one of us is this: your toil has been taken. What will you create?